Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good morning. Happy New Year semua. Okay, the attendance list. Okay, you can find it in the chat box. Okay, let's start. Okay, today we will revise what we have done in the last class. Okay, I think we have looked at little bit at management of research and development. Okay, our management of R&D. Yeah? First, of course, you have to understand the uh, characteristics. What is R&D? Okay, and the different categories of R&D. Yeah. Okay. So actually, when we talk about R&D, research and development, okay, there are two components there. Okay, research. Okay, first research and then development. So you company do research and also development. Actually, R&D, okay, our industrial R&D especially has a very long history. Okay. Um, well, in the past, usually the how to say research activity usually carried out by individual, and so individual carried out single person, one person, 1 or 2%. Okay, they um, do R&D and come up with new invention. Okay, for example, Thomas Edison. Okay, he did research. Okay, and come up with what the light bulb. Okay, for example. Okay, Marconi, for example. Okay, he did research and come up with what they call it, the uh, Marconi telegraph. Radio. Okay, radio. Okay, so in the past, individual. Okay, but actually, the industrial R&D, okay, industrial R&D started in 19th century, 18, it, 18 something, like 1800 something. Okay, before that, okay, usually company they didn't do R&D. Okay, which country, which industry, okay, in which country do you think will be the first company or industry which do industry? Agaknya kat mana? Negara mana? US ke, UK ke, Jepun ke, Japan ke? UK.
I think it's France.
Tila, dekat mana? Chris kata dekat UK.
Doctor, I think it's France.
France. Oh, okay, interesting. France, UK. Any more? Any more guess? Japan. Okay. Japan, German. Okay, good. Why do you think? Chris, why do you think German? Just guess, eh? Okay. Any more? Very good guess. Okay. Actually, the answer you can find in the book, chapter 8. Okay. Industrial R&D, chapter 8. If you look 276, industrial R&D has a long history. Yeah. Um, Actually, the German company, okay, this is very classic. Okay, if you learn R&D management, okay, usually they talk about this history of industrial R&D. Okay, the German people, okay, the German industry, uh, which is very which were very active, okay, in doing research, and then they first introduced industrial R&D, okay, the company, okay, especially here the chemical company, the German chemical company. I'm not sure if you are familiar with the name like Bayer, okay, Bayer, Hoish, BASF, okay, that is very old, that are very old company. Okay, they have been there more than 100 years old. Okay, very traditional company. They did. They are still doing, okay, R&D until now. Okay, these German companies which introduce industrial R&D, and this tradition, okay, has been continued, okay, by uh, many companies nowadays. Okay. So before German company introduced industrial R&D, usually R&D is conducted by individual, okay, or maybe not even university, not even university doing research, okay, at that time, yeah. Okay, mostly research is conducted by how to say individuals, individuals rather than organization. Okay. So just as a revision, okay, you have to understand the different type of different category or different categories of R&D. Okay, this will definitely ask in final exam. You will have final exam. Um, well, this question will be asked in final exam, so you have to be able to distinguish or identify, okay, the difference between different type of research and development. Okay, so we have looked at the well, according to your textbook, this book. Okay, he said that there are four types of R&D at least. Okay? But if you ask me, I will say that there will be only three: okay? Basic research, applied research, and development research. Okay? This technical service, most people, okay, most other tech book, usually they don't consider this technical service as research and development. Okay, this is only technical repair or technical improvement only. Okay? So basically, this I take it from a textbook, okay. But mostly if we are talking about R&D, basically this the three, the three types of technologies: basic research, applied research, and development. Yeah, okay. So we can distinguish this. We can differentiate, okay, between these three type of R&D, according to the output. Remember this one. I think I have mentioned this before. Okay, I will mention this again. It means that it is very important. Basic research. Um, if you look at the outcome, okay, basic research will usually result in something intangible. Okay, intangible means something that you cannot see, you cannot feel, you cannot listen, okay, even, okay. Well, mostly in the form of knowledge and concept and theories, okay, something abstract. Okay? That is the outcome of basic research usually. Basic research or fundamental research. Yeah. And this basic research and fundamental research also um, is very risky, risky if you conduct. Okay, what is the meaning of risk here? In what way it is risky? Uh, in what way it is associated with a risk? Okay, because basic research, okay, will come up with knowledge and concept. Okay, so knowledge and concept usually something that you cannot protect. You cannot protect. You cannot uh, um, prevent it from distributed or divert, okay, to other organization, okay, than you. Okay, for example, one company they do basic research. Okay? Company A do basic research, for example. Yeah, or university, university like UTM do basic research. The result, okay, will be in the form of knowledge and concept, okay, which usually publish, in usually we publish, basic research will usually be published in scientific paper, okay, published in scientific journal, in the form of scientific paper, and everybody can access. And everybody can get the benefit, the results. So this means that the basic research, the outcome cannot be, how to say, cannot be protected, or the term here that we use. Remember this term. Okay, if you look at any book, okay, the term appropriate. I think I have mentioned this before. Appropriate. Okay. Uh, so we cannot appropriate the outcome. Okay, we cannot appropriate the technology. We cannot appropriate the knowledge resulted from basic research to ourselves. The company they do basic research. The outcome cannot be appropriated. Okay, so the appropriability, appropriability very low. Is appropriability. Is it the correct spelling? We check. Okay. Appropriability is very low. Means something that is not easy. Okay, very difficult to protect. Yeah. Uh, if it can be appropriate, okay, you can protect the IPR. IPR means intellectual property right. Okay. The this is very important concept, very important terms here that you have to understand the term appropriability. Okay, because the appropriability of basic research outcomes very low. Okay, this means that the company, the business organization, usually they will have low motivation to do basic research. Okay, that is about basic research. So for applied research, okay, applied research is something that the research, okay, which the objective is to solve certain problem. Okay, company they do applied research, or university sometimes they do applied research, and the objective usually will be problem solving. There are problems that can be solved by doing applied research. So um, maybe it will not result in product, okay, but there will be something, how to say, the result can be seen, okay, as compared to basic research. Yeah. And development research, usually the result, okay, will be in the form of prototype. Okay, prototype is the sample product. Yeah, this product have the will have the potential, okay, to be sold or to be commercialized. So development research, the outcome will be more tangible. Okay, the product tangibility for um, the development research outcome will be more, okay, compared to basic research or even applied research. Yeah? So that is the different types of research and development. You can see here, I think I have shown this in the last class. Okay? This show that this diagram, okay, show different type of research and development, and which organization will carry out different type of R&D. Okay, for example, for fundamental and basic research, usually the university will carry more fundamental and basic research rather than industry. Industry also will do, but they don't do as much as universities. So this you have to relate with the nature of fundamental research. Okay? So fundamental research usually the outcome will be the knowledge concept. Of course, university is the knowledge producer, the knowledge generator. Everything about knowledge will be associated with university. So rightly, university will do fundamental research, um, and you can relate also with the risk. The risk of how to say appropriability, okay? Because the outcome of a fundamental research usually cannot be appropriate. Okay? Um, means that everybody can get access of the knowledge or concept or theory that will be resulted from a fundamental and basic research. So university or government research lab, okay, they can afford to bear the risk, okay, because the funding of the university usually come from the government, okay, the public money, okay. So rightly, the university do fundamental research, so the result, okay, will be able to benefit the public, okay, everybody can benefit. Okay. As contrast to industry, industry or business organization, usually their objective is to make profit. So they want to appropriate all the result. I mean, they want to, of course, they want to protect. They try to protect any result from their research. Okay? But doing fundamental and basic research, the outcome is very difficult to, how to say, to protect. Okay? So that's why not so many industry will do fundamental research. But we are not saying that companies never do fundamental and basic research. Yeah, for certain type of company, in certain type of industry, okay, like biotech, okay, biotech, the basis is the science, biotechnology. Biotechnology is, the result must come from the basic research, fundamental research. If they don't do um, basic science, basic research, they will be, how to say, they will lose to their competitor lah, okay, because this area, okay, biotechnology, the area is progress, very rapid, okay, rapid progress. There will be rapid progress in biotechnology, and uh, to be always in the forefront, okay, to be always in the border, to be to be the most advanced, okay, in the area. Biotechnology companies usually they have to do fundamental or basic research. Otherwise, they will be losing out to their competitors. For some company, they have to do fundamental and basic research. Yeah, even in IT, IT industry also, they have to do fundamental and basic research. Okay, so these companies usually, fundamental and basic research usually very costly. Okay, a company needs a lot of resources. Organization need a lot of money to do fundamental or basic research because it's usually very costly. And those companies who conduct fundamental investigation, usually a very big company, okay? And then they can afford to cover the cost and to take the risk, okay? So company also do fundamental research, but usually university goes doing fundamental research, okay? For applied research, okay, both company and university will do applied research. For product development, of course, company will do product development because company, of course, they need to get the result from their research faster. They want to get immediate result, okay, by doing development research or product development. The outcome will usually faster lah, okay, faster come up with a prototype and product, okay, that will have the chance, okay, or opportunity, more chance or opportunity to be commercialized, okay, and sold and get immediate profit, compared to the fundamental research, okay. So as you can see here, okay, this diagram also show that even university, they also do product development or development research as well. Okay, this is also this might be new trend. Okay, where the society, okay, pressure, not only in Malaysia, okay, but also in developed country. Okay, the people outside, okay, they always ask the university, okay, oh, so why university? We give you a lot of money, we give you grant, okay, to do research, but you don't show any result. Huh? Uh, you don't produce any commercial, uh, the product that can be commercialized. Yeah? Because of these critics, yeah, university also nowadays, okay, they also uh, do development research also. Okay, so government um, give more and more grant, okay, to the university to do development research. Okay. But basically, yeah, university have to do is a fundamental investigation. This one, I think you need to be able to distinguish, okay, of the difference, okay, between different categories of R&D. Yeah? Okay. So I think in the discussion, most of you did quite well. Okay? You can see that you understand, okay, the different types, okay, which is very good. Okay. Any questions so far? This is just revision, I think, because this topic is very important. That's why I just revise it. Any question? Everything clear?
Yeah, everything clear, doctor.
Okay, everything clear. Good. Okay. Um. This one I cannot see. I want to make the screen. Okay. This I think I have shown this table before. Okay. Just important here. Okay, you have to understand the indicator here. Okay, if you look at this one, two, three, the fourth column. Okay, the list show the how to say the best companies in Europe in terms of R&D lah, okay? The most R&D intensive companies in Europe, okay? They show is the indicator R&D as a percentage of sales. Okay, this is very important indicator, okay? That can be used by the company or the industry, okay, to compare, okay, between different companies in terms of the amount of R&D expenditure. Okay, so using this indicator, percentage of sales, percentage of R&D expenditure on sales, this figure you can, from this figure you can benchmark your company, whether the company spend much, okay, or spend too little by comparing the percentage. Okay? See here the STMC Electronics, the Holland company, the Netherlands company Belanda, okay. This semiconductors company, okay, they spend quite a lot, okay. 26.1% of the sales annually was spent on R&D. 26. Even though the sales may not be that big like compared to Volkswagen, but they spend quite a lot. 26 point. In fact, all these 20 companies, they spend quite a lot, okay, of R&D. Yeah? Um, well, have we discussed before? Well, when we talk about R&D intensive company, how much usually they spend on R&D as percentage of sales? How much?
5%.
5%. Okay, that is the usual figure. Okay, we look here. Well, let's see. Okay, R&D intensive company, R&D 5% sales is considered R&D intensive company. If you look Malaysian company, I don't think that we have many company which categorized under R&D intensive companies. Okay, I'm not sure how much they spend, okay, on 5%, more, how much they spend on R&D as a percentage of sales. Okay? But here this, how to say, puts, well, I think we have discussed this before. Okay? This diagram does show that for those R&D intensive companies, the share price is very high, okay, as compared to the other company. Okay, FTSE 100 company is the best company actually. One the 100 best company which is listed in London Stock Exchange. Okay, the share price, R&D intensive companies, the share price even even more expensive. Okay, than the FTSE 100 companies. Means the shareholder, the investor, okay, they are more they trusted more, okay, the R&D intensive company to come with profit. Yeah, the investor really believe that for R&D intensive company, they will result in good profit. Okay, so that's why they want to buy the shares. Okay. So means R&D intensive companies is better lah, okay, compared to the other companies. Okay, that's what this diagram want to show. Okay. Here, I think I've shown this also. Okay, is the comparison, okay, between different industry in terms of R&D expenditure as percentage of sales. You can see the difference. Companies within pharmaceutical and biotechnology, they spend quite a lot. Okay? They spend quite a lot. 15.8%, okay, in average, as compared to other companies in other industry. Okay. Software and computer service, they spend quite a lot also, 7.4. Okay, but you see there is much difference between pharmaceutical and biotechnology. Okay. And companies within oil and gas, for example, banks, they spend not so much, on R&D. Okay. So Petronas, for example, Malaysian company, okay, we spend 1%. Okay, they spend 1%. Okay, that's quite a lot. Okay, because even oil and gas company, international oil and gas company in developed country also they don't spend that much. I'm not saying that they don't spend at all. Okay, 0.5 is quite big. Consider that oil and gas usually is very big company. Okay, so 0.5% from the sales. Okay, maybe very big amount. Okay, so I can see here. This figure also very important. Okay, to as a how to say the data that can be benchmarked by companies. Because one of the important decision that to be made by the company is well, R&D is very important. The company have to spend on R&D, but how much? How much company um, uh, they have to set the budget? So how much? How much they have to set the budget to do R&D? Okay, so what is the percentage of R&D expenditure as a percentage of sales that you have to spend? Company cannot spend too much because of course well there are other costs that have to be incurred. Okay? Company cannot spend that too much, okay? And they cannot also spend too little. Yeah? So what will be the optimum um, amount, okay, for the R&D budget? What will be the best amount to be spent on R&D? Okay? So this, how to say, the one of the best method, okay, the best method lah, because there will be one best formula to make decision. Okay, so company usually they will look at their competitors. They will look at the industry average. Yeah. Okay. So for example here Petronas Malaysia, for example, okay, how much they have to spend on R&D. Yeah? So this oil and gas industry, even in developed countries, they spend only 0.5. Okay, so if Petronas spend around 0.5, that will be good enough. Okay? If they spend 1%, that will be good enough. Okay? If they spend too much, 20%, 50%, that might not be wise. Because, well, you look at, you benchmark with the companies within the same industry. Okay, usually people company will be like okay, this what I have this we have discussed just now. Okay, setting R&D budget. There are several how to say methods or methods lah. Okay, several methods to set R&D budget. Okay. So how company will decide on how much they have to spend? Yeah? Mm, they have to decide. Well, firstly, they look at expenditure by their competitors. Expenditure by the competitors, and also they have to look also their long term the company's long term growth objective. Okay, the company's long-term strategic objective. So what will be their strategic plan in the long term? Okay? Um, that I think will be the how to say factors, key factors that have to be considered by the companies, okay, in the decision. Okay? But specific method, there are many, there are several ways the company can set their R&D budget. Okay, first, this is all in the textbook. Okay, what I have mentioned just now, inter-firm comparison. Yeah? Company can compare with their competitors. Like Proton, okay, you can see the industry, the average of automobile company, okay, in developed country, how much usually they spend. In that case, you can just look at here. But this one is not the reason figure lah. Okay? Company have to look for the reason figure. Okay? But I don't think there will be much difference here. So company like proton, okay, they have to spend around 4%. Okay. So that will be good. If they spend 20%, 30%, I don't, uh, it might not be justifiable. Okay. The amount should be optimum amount, okay, not the maximum. Okay, it's optimum amount. Okay. There are also companies which the fixed relationship to turnover. Well, this actually interfirm comparison also actually a fixed relationship to turnover. Okay. What is the meaning of turnover here? Anybody? Oh, macam what? Turnover. Apa maksudnya? Anybody? Ah, what is turnover? A fixed relationship to turnover. What is turnover? Everybody has done accounting. Accounting, or even management also. Management student need to know the table. Profit and over. Profits. What is profit? Profits. Loss, profits, and over. Nobody answer. I will wait until somebody answer. So we cannot finish fast. What is turnover?
Betul, soalannya apa tadi kata? Turnover.
Turnover, apa maksud turnover? Soalan senang je tu. Very easy question. What is the meaning of turnover?
Turnover sales kan doktor?
Sales. Okay. Sales. Okay. Some people use the term turnover. Okay. Turnover can be also the turnover of human or staff, human resource or staff. Okay. How many new staff and how many resign or retire. Okay, that can be turnover also. But here, turnover means sales. Okay, so a fixed relationship between R&D budget to turnover. Okay, so to sales lah maksudnya. Okay, fixed relationship to turnover. So how many percentage of R&D um, as a ratio, to the sales, they can fix. Okay. Oh,
Betul?
yes, yes.
Doktor
Any
is
question, Faiz?
turnover is a sale, so dia belum tolak, maksudnya it's not a gross profit kan doktor kan?
No, 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 no. Okay. Ni sales, ni sales bukannya profit. So sales, So the third one, a fixed relationship to profits. Means from the profit, how much percent you spend on R&D. Yeah. For example, you say the company said 5% of the profits will be spent on R&D. Okay. So, however, if you look at if company no profit, okay, they don't spend on R&D. Okay, is it okay? So that will be the question. If company decide based on profits, yeah. So this might not be a good method, okay, to be used if the company really put emphasis on technology and innovation. You have profit, you do R&D. You don't have profit, you don't do R&D. Okay, and it's not good. Yeah, and also the fourth method is the reference to previous levels of expenditure. Uh, you just follow lah. Okay, uh, last year you spent 5%. Okay, the last 2 years 5%. Okay, just follow. The company just follow. Okay, according to the previous levels of R&D expenditure. Okay. So costing of an agreed program, okay, this usually depends on company lah. Um, company usually within company there will be many research project, yeah, research project in many departments, okay, and in for different research project there will be research manager. So every research manager will how to say propose budget, okay, and it will be agreed, okay, by the top management. Okay. So that is costing of an agreed program. Okay. There will be more how to say specific method. Okay, just follow the budget um, which is proposed by the each research manager. Yeah? But of course, there will be limitation, lah, okay? Because a company cannot just give how to say allocation to all projects, okay? Because the resources were limited for every company. Okay, that is costing of an agreed program. Another method is internal customer contractor relationship. This usually in big company, in big company they have many different businesses. So these different businesses, and this big company usually they will also have um, units or departments uh, or companies even, okay, the sub companies which specialize in doing R&D. For example, Petronas many different businesses, and one of the unit is Petronas R&D. So Petronas R&D will conduct will carry out all R&D for other business unit, okay, within Petronas. Okay. So this R&D budget, okay, will be discussed lah between the headquarters, okay, and Petronas R&D and other business. Okay. So how much, okay, R&D budget need to be allocated. Okay. So that is internal customer contact relationship type of R&D budget setting. So this is the way. Okay, there is no how to say specific method. Okay, there is no specific formula that can be used by company to set the budget for. Okay, this also as you can see here. The strategic role of R&D. Okay, R&D firms or organization, business organization, they do R&D for several reasons. Three important reasons. R&D for existing business, company do R&D to expand, okay, to be used in existing business. This will ensure the business is able to compete and exploit all opportunities available to it, or they do R&D to drive new business. Jadi ini business yang sedia ada, and they can also do R&D to come up with new business. Okay, business opportunities will continue to rise. R&D will ensure that this can be exploited. So Microsoft, for example, okay, when they first established, okay, Microsoft only working on computer programming. Computer programming. Yeah, now Microsoft might have done something very different. Okay? Something wider. And then that's a result of their R&D. And then R&D also can be have to be done by companies to explore this basic research ability. By doing this basic research, will help to develop understanding of the technology that the business is using, or may use in the future. So this is the three strategic role, or the reason, why R&D is carried out by the companies. Okay, any questions so far?
No,
So far,
Ada?
no.
No, okay.
Mm.
Okay, never mind. Okay, I think for today, well, it's only that one. So this week I will give something like how to say, uh, not assignment lah, okay, just a very short exercise, individual exercise. Okay, okay, for today is okay. Yeah? I will give the exercise in the e-learning. Okay, you can do within this week. Okay, thank you all. Thank you very much.
thank you.
Okay,
Assalamualaikum.
good. Okay, good.
Thank you,
We see
doctor.
if I'll see you in the next
Thank you,
class.
doctor.
Okay, good. Bye bye. All the best.